Ever wondered why it's so hard to break a habit, even when you know it's bad for you? Habits, those little routines we repeat almost unconsciously, are incredibly powerful. They can shape our lives, influence our decisions, and even determine our happiness. They can be our greatest ally, a source of comfort, and a tool for success. But on the flip side, they can also be our worst enemy, holding us back and keeping us stuck in a rut. Understanding your own habits, the good, the bad, and the in-between, is the first step towards gaining control over them. Breaking a negative habit can be a game changer, freeing you from a pattern that no longer serves you and making room for something better. It's like hitting the refresh button on your life. So, are you ready to conquer your bad habits once and for all? The first step to breaking a habit is understanding what triggers it. Now, what does this mean? Well, triggers are those situations, feelings, or events that set off your desire to engage in your habit. They are the spark that ignites the habitual behavior. Identifying these triggers is crucial because it gives you a heads up, a signal that you are about to slip into autopilot and perform your habit. Let's take a common example: overeating. Many people find they overeat when they're stressed. The stress is the trigger, and overeating is the habitual response. Once aware of this, they can start to strategize ways to handle stress differently, perhaps by going for a walk, meditating, or talking to a friend. In essence, knowing your triggers is like having a map of the landmines in your path. You can't avoid what you don't see, right? Once you know your triggers, you're one step closer to breaking your habit. Next, ask yourself, why am I doing this? It's a simple question, but one that can be transformative in breaking a habit. Understanding the reasons behind your habit is like unfolding a roadmap to your subconscious. It reveals the real motivation driving your actions. Let's take smoking, for example. Many people smoke due to social pressure or as a coping mechanism to relieve stress. By asking why, you begin to understand that it's not just about the cigarette. It's about the need to fit in, or the desire to manage stress. Once you understand these underlying reasons, you can start to find healthier alternatives. Maybe it's about learning stress management techniques, or finding new ways to socialize that don't involve smoking. Remember, understanding the why can help you find healthier alternatives. So, the next time you find yourself reaching for that cigarette, stop and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Don't go it alone, enlist a friend. This step is all about the power of companionship and accountability. We're social creatures, you see. We thrive on interaction, support, and yes, a little friendly competition now and then. Take for example, you want to break the habit of skipping your morning workout. It's easy to hit the snooze button when it's just you. But imagine if you had a friend waiting for you at the gym. Suddenly, it's not just about you anymore. You have a responsibility, a commitment to someone else. That's a powerful motivator. Your friend can also provide valuable encouragement during those tough moments when old habits are tempting. They can remind you of your goals, of why you decided to break this habit in the first place. And when you succeed, there's someone to share your victory with. With the right support, you're not alone in your journey. Stay present, be mindful. This is the essence of the fifth step in breaking habits. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, can be a powerful ally in your journey. It helps you to resist automatic responses and make better choices. Consider this: you're working on a project and you feel an itch to snack on some chips. Instead of mindlessly reaching for the bag, pause. Be mindful. Ask yourself, am I really hungry or am I just bored? Is snacking the best response to this feeling? By being mindful, you give yourself the opportunity to choose a different response. Maybe drinking a glass of water or taking a short walk instead. You begin to break the cycle of the habit, one mindful choice at a time. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to make a better choice. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in your arsenal against bad habits. Now let's talk about swapping bad habits for good ones. An effective strategy in breaking a habit is to replace it with another, preferably a positive one. It's important to remember that this isn't about depriving yourself but rather substituting. Think of it as a trade-off. Consider this example. If you have a soda addiction, instead of trying to stop drinking soda outright, why not replace it with drinking water? Every time you crave a soda, reach for a glass of water instead. Over time, your brain will start to associate the craving for soda with drinking water. This strategy works because it acknowledges our brain's natural tendency towards routine and familiarity. By replacing a bad habit with a good one, we're not just breaking the cycle, we're also creating a healthier, more beneficial pattern. And remember, the key here is consistency. It won't happen overnight, but with persistence, you'll notice the shift. Swapping habits is all about substitution, not deprivation. Reminders can be your best friend in this journey. Just like how a compass helps a sailor navigate the vast ocean, reminders can steer you away from the tempting shores of old habits. They're like little nudges that keep you on track, reminding you of the new path you've chosen to walk. Consider the example of someone trying to break the habit of reaching for a soda. It's all too easy to fall back into this routine when you're thirsty and it's what you're used to. But, by setting reminders to drink water instead, you're constantly nudging yourself towards the healthier choice. Place a water bottle at your desk, set regular alarms on your phone, or use sticky notes. Anything that will remind you of your commitment. Reminders are a proactive approach to habit breaking. They're a way of preempting temptation rather than reacting to it. So, take the time to set up your reminders. Remember, out of sight, out of mind. Slip-ups happen, and that's okay. In our journey to break habits, we're bound to stumble. It's a part of the process, not a sign of failure. Picture this, you're on a roll with your new workout routine, but one day you miss a session. Maybe you overslept or you had a busy day. It's not the end of the world. Being too hard on yourself can turn a small slip-up into a major setback. The key is to accept it and move forward. Use it as an opportunity to learn, to understand what led to the slip-up. Was it lack of sleep? Then maybe it's time to reassess your bedtime routine. Don't let that one missed workout derail your progress. Instead, get back on track the next day. It's not about perfection, but persistence. Every step, every stumble is a part of your journey towards change. Remember, everyone slips up. It's how you recover that matters. Last but not least, don't ignore your progress. It's vital to recognize each stride you make, however small it may seem. It's like building a tower, brick by brick. Each brick may not seem like much, but together they form a sturdy, towering structure. Let's consider an example. You've been trying to quit smoking. You've made it through a whole week without a single puff. That's a big deal. It might seem insignificant compared to your ultimate goal of quitting for good, but it's a significant first step. Celebrate it. Acknowledging progress isn't about inflating your ego. It's about recognizing your strength, your determination. It's about fueling your motivation to keep going. So pat yourself on the back. Treat yourself to a movie night, a dinner out, or a small gift. You've earned it. And each time you celebrate a victory, you're reinforcing your commitment to change. Remember, every step forward is a victory. Breaking a habit isn't easy, but with these steps it's definitely possible. So, let's recap what we've learned. Knowing your triggers is the first step. It's about identifying the situations or emotions that spark your unwanted habit. Next up, ask why. Dig deep into understanding the root cause of your habit. Enlist a friend. Having someone who understands your struggle and supports you can make a world of difference. Then, be mindful. Stay present and conscious of your actions and responses. Swap habits. Replace the bad habit with a good one. It's easier to fill the void than to leave it empty. Make reminders. These will keep you on track and focused on your goal. Prepare for slip-ups. They will happen, but don't let them derail you. Learn, adjust, and move on. Lastly, don't ignore progress. Every small step forward is a victory. Remember, the journey to break a habit is a marathon, not a sprint. You've got this.